Well, what it do, family? This video probably won't be that long, but I just wanted to touch on the recent Harvey Weinstein conviction. Um, Last week, the exact date, I'm not sure. I want to say the 26th, 27th of February. Harvey Weinstein was convicted on one of the lesser of the, I believe, 5 charges that he was facing. And he's looking at no less than 5 years prison time. I'm hoping he does every moment of this prison time, but of course we know rich white people a lot of times can get away with doing house arrest with the leg monitor in their plush, cushy $1 million mansions. I'm hoping that's not the case, especially seeing as how Bill Cosby is in jail. He's old, he's blind, he's sick. So if he can do his time, Weinstein can do his time. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. The reason I want to bring up this conviction is because here recently in the media, there has been a campaign to tear down the black man. All right, be it through feminization or criminalization. If they cannot feminize you, they will criminalize you, and so that's what we see going on in the media with the black male. All right. Case in point, and yeah, I gotta fix that. But case in point, Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey. All right. Themselves have been a part of these white people's campaign to tear down the black man. Oprah did an interview with 2 little white boys and their allegations against Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is dead. All right. I feel like if someone is not alive to defend their name and their character, you have no business bringing people up to speak against them. But Oprah did it. All right. Gayle King recently did an Oprah. She probably did do Oprah recently, but Gayle King recently did an interview with Lisa Leslie of the WNBA, and in this interview, she chose to bring up the allegations against Kobe Bryant, who had just died and literally had not even been buried yet. Of course, Kobe Bryant died at the end of January. Him and his daughter Gianna in a helicopter crash, and before his wife Vanessa and their children could even have the services for this man and bury him, Gayle King was dragging his name through the mud with this interview with Lisa Leslie, and she chose to bring up these allegations that are damn near 20 years old, if not that old or older. And Lisa handled it beautifully. She said, "You had more than enough time to question Kobe himself on these allegations. I have nothing to say. I don't know him to be of a man of that type of character." She chose not to speak on it, and I love how she handled it. I love what she told Gayle. Bitch, you had 20 years, all right? These allegations were brought up against Kobe before he was even married to Vanessa. So since then, they've been married. They've brought 4 beautiful children into this world, and you have not found the time yet to question him himself. But as soon as he dies, you're ready to bring up these allegations against him. And the allegations against him were just that, allegations. They were never proven. He was never convicted. When they were doing the investigation into these allegations against Mr. Bryant, the charges ended up being dropped because the girl had more sperm in her than a sperm bank. And so the charges ended up being dropped. All right. So charges dropped. Kobe never admitted to it. He steadily said that he did not do it, that it was consensual. He said this the whole time. And then given the fact that this girl had all this sperm in her, I'm willing to believe him that she was just out, having a good time with as many rich boys as she could, rich black guys as she could. So his charges were dropped, but Miss King chose to bring these allegations up in this interview that she did with Miss Leslie. And so I'm trying to figure out what is their motive in tearing down the black man. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are black women. All right. Now, I understand. Well, I still don't understand, but let's say that I did understand the fact that Oprah was supposedly raped and molested as a child, and that's why she's choosing to speak against people who commit crimes like this. Okay, Why not Mr. Weinstein then? All right. We know that Oprah and Gail are buddy buddy with Mr. Weinstein, so as of yet, he's untouchable. All right. Um, Gail also did an interview with R. Kelly, where she blasted him and she questioned him, and the questioning, obviously the man is mentally ill, you know what I mean, but she kept pushing the line of questioning until he lost it and the interview was ended. But I feel like he shouldn't have even been pushed to that point. I feel like he should have been left alone until he could finish facing the charges that he's up against, because obviously those charges being brought back up against him at that time had put him under a lot of stress and duress, and then you come forward with these questions for him. So I did not agree with that interview that she did with R. Kelly either. So, like, I'm trying to figure out what their motive is against tearing down the black man, but you're not coming against these white men that have all of these allegations against them. Trump needs to be interviewed. Weinstein needs to be interviewed before he supposedly killed himself. Jeffrey Epstein needed to be interviewed. All of the victims of these people need to be interviewed, but we're not interviewing the victims of Trump. We're not interviewing victims of Weinstein. We're not interviewing victims of Epstein. We're not interviewing any of these people. We're interviewing victims of Michael Jackson. We are questioning friends of Kobe Bryant. We are torturing and questioning mentally ill people that are going through difficult situations like R. Kelly. All right? So I'm not even against Snoop. You know what I mean? A lot of people came for Snoop and they were tearing him down and saying, oh, he shouldn't have said this, he shouldn't have said that. He said what the fuck he said, and I really hate that he apologized for it. He called that bitch a funky doghead bitch. And I completely and totally agree with him. Gayle King, you are a funky doghead bitch. You and your dyke ass girlfriend Oprah. Alright? You bitches want to come for black men and tear down black men, and you really want to come for black men that are in the ground or dead. Like Kobe wasn't even in the ground yet, and Oprah, Michael Jackson has been in the ground, what, 12, 13 years? So why are we still trying to tear them down? Why are we still trying to drag their name through the mud? But people that are alive and well and facing prison time currently are not being interviewed. Neither are their victims. Is it because you have some sort of bias in the situation? If you were raped and molested, it would seem to me that it wouldn't matter who it is, family, friend, foe. If they have done something like this, you would be completely and totally against it. But you're biased with this particular gentleman, which further leads me to believe that that shit never happened to you. That's just some sad story that you put together to get the sympathy vote and get people to feel sorry for you and further bite into this gimmick that you're selling, you know what I mean, from rags to riches, you know what I mean. But I don't believe that she was raped. I don't believe that she was molested, because if she was, she would speak against any and everybody who had done stuff like this. I have several videos regarding situations like this, and I'm always speaking against it. I don't care if they're black, white, Mexican, purple, green, alien. I don't care. If you've done some shit like this, it's fuck you, for real. But she's got this biased opinion with Harvey Weinstein and this favoritism that she's showing, and it really pisses me off, especially because he's a white dude. So, to these funky doghead bitches, Gayle and Oprah, where are the Weinstein interviews and documentaries and docuseries with these victims of Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Trump, and the countless others that are associated with them? You bitches want to tear down black men, but you're protecting this white dude. Why? You know what I mean? I wouldn't give a fuck. Oprah, you got more money than a little bit. He does not control your income at this point. Throw that man under the bus. As a friend, it seems to me like you'd have some insider tips on some of this shit that's going on, but you're hiding. You're hiding information, you're hiding facts, and you're refusing to bring shit forward. Gayle said that I was just doing my job as an interviewer. Do your fucking job, you funky doghead bitch. Go gather up these victims of these people, these white boys that y'all are so buddy-buddy with, and sit them down and see what they got to say about this shit. But what I really demand that you bitches stop doing is dragging our men through the mud. I don't believe that Cosby is guilty. These bitches that are accusing Cosby were meeting up with Cosby at the fucking Playboy Mansion, in hotel rooms in the middle of the night. What bitch goes to a hotel room in the middle of the fucking night and is not expecting some type of rendezvous? You bitches popping pills and all kinds of shit. It was a fucking party. You knew exactly what the fuck it was. Going to the Playboy Mansion, you damn sure knew what the fuck it was. R. Kelly's victims. I'm not even willing to call these little girls victims. These little girls just some hot, fast-tail little girls. We know that this shit exists. I had 3 babies before I was the age of 18. So yeah, there's hot-ass little girls out here. These little girls that was fooling with R. Kelly are no different than what the hell I had going on when I was a teenager. So it's not too far-fetched to believe that R. Kelly is not guilty. And then he's certainly not guilty alone when he's got a whole team of people around him who were enabling and condoning this activity. And it's not just limited to the people in his camp that he works with, but also the parents of these girls. Why are they not being brought up on some type of human trafficking charge or some type of something? They were pimping their daughters out. They had no issue with their daughters hanging out at R. Kelly's house until the blackmail money stopped. When their bills were no longer able to be paid because the well ran dry, then all of a sudden, let's tear him down in the court. We're going to make them like they're going to force the money up out of somewhere. If the man ain't got it, he ain't got it. Ride's over. Get up and get a fucking job. But stop using your children and stop using situations like this to drag people through the mud. All right? So that's Cosby and R. Kelly. Michael Jackson, I don't feel like he was guilty. I feel like that was a man that was robbed of his childhood. He was in the Jackson 5 from the age of 5. So you're looking at a child who spent their whole life training, performing, going on tours. He missed out on his childhood. So as soon as he was old enough and had the money to do for himself, he was getting amusement parks built in his backyard. He was buying the newest toys. He had zoo animals. He had all kind of shit going on in his house that was kid friendly because he wanted to relive his childhood through interacting with other children in his wonderland. All right? We're using certain situations against these people, against these black men. But these white men are untouchable. We don't have anything to say about them. We don't want to speak against it. We've got to protect our careers. You know what I mean? So to that, I say a big fuck you to Oprah. I say a big fuck you to Gayle King. And I say a big fuck you to anybody else that's out here willing and ready to tear down the black man when we've got these white dudes that are doing way more heinous shit and getting the fucking way with it. Heinous is when you've got a bitch coming to you for a job as an actress or for a role, and you're telling her the only way I'm going to give you this role is if you drop on your knees and suck my dick. That's some heinous fucking shit, because you're using your position of power to get what you want sexually out of women who are looking to have something to gain financially through their craft, which is acting. That's some heinous fucking shit. Epstein was helping these dudes get underage girls at these parties and shit. That's some heinous fucking shit. R. Kelly was kicking it with little girls that was getting dropped off at their house by their parents. Bill Cosby was kicking it with bitches that was coming to his hotel room willingly, not kidnapped, not at gunpoint, not at none of that shit. Coming to his hotel room willingly, or coming to his room at the Playboy Mansion willingly.